the very right of the reef. These guys are about 2 feet above the reef on the very right. They're looking away from the sub. They're black and yellow. They're a bit bigger. They got a black and white mask over their eyes. You can see that there's 2 of them in a pair. That very beautiful fish is known as your raccoon butterfly fish. Now, butterfly fish are some of my favorite species. They are also known as the Romeo and Juliet fish. These guys travel in a pair. When they find their partner, they will mate for life, never leaving their partner's side.
Look at all these fish.
Wow. Headed away from the reef now, but don't be discouraged. We still have a lot of cool stuff to check out.
Wow, look how many fish.
Now this part of the ocean is called the open ocean. We don't see a lot of species out here. The ones we do see out here are small enough to live in these little corals, or they're big enough to defend for themselves. They have a self-defense mechanism, which means they don't need the safety of the coral reef to protect themselves. Now some of you might know the state fish. The state fish is a trigger fish. It hangs out more towards the shore, so we won't see them down here. Some of you might have seen the name of the state fish. It looks really long, looks very hard to say. It's a Hawaiian. Now that's actually not that hard to say. We're actually all going to go through it together. It's really, really easy. It's just 2 humus, 2 nukus, and then apua'a. So everybody, 2 humus, humu humu. 2 nukus, nuku nuku. Then apua'a. And put it all together. Humu humu, nuku nuku, apua'a. Nice job. Yeah. Off port side, a bit further away from the side, you might notice a fish. He's got that orange band around his tail. That's another unicorn fish. That's your orange spine unicorn fish. Now those guys do have a unicorn horn, but it's just a little nub. Now they have that orange band around their tail. It's a warning sign to predators saying, don't mess with me. I have these 2 very sharp spines. I'm not afraid to use them. Another one off starboard side, there's another one of those orange band surgeon fish. Off port side, you can see my favorite anchor. This thing is beautiful. It's got that beautiful head of antler coral in the middle of it. See those Hawaiian bacilluses swimming around it. Now those Hawaiian bacilluses are going to treat that beautiful head of coral as their home.
Look at that anchor.
So if you were to swim down, the first thing these guys are going to do is they're going to hide inside that coral, use it as protection. If you keep swimming towards their beautiful antler coral home, the second thing they're going to do is attack, because they are very territorial. They'll come out of their antler coral, make these little fish yapping noises and start to bite you. We call them the chihuahua of the sea.
Yes!
Now it doesn't hurt because they don't have teeth, but we've seen them chase off sharks, eels, even divers because they get so annoyed by these guys just swarming them. Okay, everybody off port side, look underneath the ship where the ship meets the sand. You can see a shark always moving around. He's swimming with the sub. Going right at the sub, that is super cool. Now look under the ship where the ship meets the sand, you'll see them swimming towards the rudder. Now that's another one of those white-tipped reef sharks. That was a juvenile. That was a bit bigger than the pup inside the cave. Oh, that was a great view of that shark. We usually don't get that good of a view of those sharks.
We saw the Titanic.
Now you shouldn't be scared of these white-tipped reef sharks because 1, they can't open the hatches, and 2, these sharks are not man-eaters. They much prefer women and children.
Oh, good news.
Now these sharks don't like to taste of any human meat. If a shark were to bite you, he's going to swim away. He's not going to eat you because we taste terrible to any species of shark. Now you might have heard of people getting bit by sharks. It does happen, but it is extremely rare. The only way a shark were to bite a human being is if 1, you look like their main meal, or 2, you steal their main meal. So what I mean by that is if you are a surfer, swimming at the top of the surface to a blind shark, you may look like a seal in distress. Also, this ship. Let's talk about this ship. This ship is called the Carthaginian. It was built in 1920 and killed Germany. And the reason why it's down here is it was sunk on purpose. This was a controlled sinking by us. We sunk the ship on purpose to turn it into an artificial reef. Now I'll talk a little bit more about that later. Let's talk about the history of this ship. So this ship was first built in 1920 and killed Germany. Its original name was Mary. Now Mary served all of her life as a cargo ship, sailed all around Europe, delivering various types of cargo to various countries of Europe. Now when big container ships became in style, these cargo ships went out of style. So this one in particular was sitting in the harbor of Denmark. was then bought by an all Lahaina crew in the 1970s and sailed from Soviet Denmark all the way back to Lahaina, Hawaii. It took about 200 days to get back. These cargo ships have a huge engine on them, but they are very, very slow. You guys might notice a very beautiful school of fish. These guys are very simple fish. They look like that infinity symbol that you used to draw in kindergarten to represent a fish. Now you guys can also look at his gills. You can look at how these guys pump that water into the gills to breathe.
Conserving energy.
Look at him, like how he's made though.
You know, very cool fish off port side. You can see that yellow fish. There's two of them. They got that very long nose and that hood, that black hood over their eyes. That's your long-nosed butterfly fish.
I would be too.
Now, a lot of people think the state fish, the Humu Humu Nuku Nuku Apawa'a, has the longest name. These guys actually take that record. These guys are called, they're called the Lau Willy Willy Nuku Nuku Oi Ois. Now, they have that long nose because they're going to use it as like a little vacuum. They'll go along the reefs and they'll suck up these little pieces of microorganisms to eat.
You see Patrick?
Now, port side, if you look straight down, you can see the rudder. You can also see that big hole that the rudder created for itself. So when we sunk this ship, the rudder was stuck about halfway in the sand. The sea current pushed that rudder back and forth, and actually dug itself that hole. Now, port side, look at the very top of the pilot house. Starboard side, look straight down, you might see inside the cargo hold. Now, port side, the reason why there's no ceiling on top of this pilot house is because as we were sinking the ship, we didn't account for the air pressure to get stuck inside of that pilot house. So as the ship was sinking, the weight of the ship and the pressure from that air trap built so immensely that the pilot house ceiling exploded.
Oh yeah, there's...
Oh yeah, that shark is swimming.
Yeah.
We don't see him swimming very often. Usually just see him sleeping under the ship. That's a very active shark. Here are the ones on the ship. Before it was just a barren sandy wasteland. Now there's a lot of life in this part of the ocean. We actually didn't get any sharks into this area, into this channel until this ship was sunk. These white tips are very beneficiary to the ocean because they eat those dead fish, keeping the ocean clean. Oh, it's coming to Hawaii to make your friends really jealous. Now to make them jealous, I want you to send them a text that says exactly this. We went up to 130 feet below the ocean in a $7.5 million submarine. We saw a lot of cool fish. We saw a shark. We even saw a sunken ship. We had a dive guide who was really funny and extremely attractive. I wish you were here. Haha, LOL. Laughing, crying emoji face. Just passing 131. Now we are just about there. That ground's getting a lot closer now. And touchdown! Congratulations! You guys are now part at Bum Yellow channel.
Yeah. We're at 100.
Now, if you want, of course, make sure to take a picture of our depth gauge or out the window. After all, you may never be this deep on the earth ever again. And we have a tradition here at Atlantis Submarines, goes back to many generations. But you came with somebody you love, maybe it's a girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, your kids, random person you met in the harbor, I don't judge. Now's the time, give them a big hug, even a mass kiss. It'll be the deepest one they will ever receive. Welcome to the Love Sub. Now something really cool is a way that a lot of these fish will go to sleep is they don't have eyelids. None of these fish have eyelids. They don't need eyelids because their eyes are always going to be moist down here. The way they go to sleep is they only shut off half their brain. So they'll shut off one half of their brain, the other brain is going to stay awake to alert them of any danger that were to get close to them.
Look at that.
Alright, I just got the word that it's time to resurface. I know these tours always seem to go by super quickly. Wish I had you guys for another 45 minutes because you have been a great and fun group. So I'm going to head up here to Captain Ezra and we're going to listen to the resurfacing procedures.
Surface Atlantis, we're climbing the ridge up for max over 130 feet. Now request permission to ascend.
40 feet on shallow, 1 point visual contact. Surface area is secure. 330 over the island, surface heading.
Roger, we'll ascend, but to a depth of shallow with a 4330 on the surface.
There's a pufferfish up there. I think. It looks kind of like kind of by himself. Bye, fish.
It doesn't go straight up.
Actually, Atlantis not a clear 88.
Not clear, loud and clear. 5-6, your boat is good. Clear on hatches.
Not clear, hatches.
All right, folks, that's pretty fun. But let's give a hand for your captain and your pilot.
Woo! Hey, right on, man. Thank you very much. That was a good job. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Mahalo!
Oh, and maybe it's if you plug it in and it tells you.
Oh, in Chinese.
Yeah. There's Japan, China, Korea, and Spanish.
How do you know?
The Spanish flag, Korean flag, Japanese flag, Chinese flag.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So simple Japanese.
Yeah, it's the rising sun.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Hello.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
Yeah, thank you.
See right there on that bench, that's totally fine. Welcome back aboard.
Thank you. Wow, what did you think, Sam? Oh,
Hold on right here for me.
something? That was cool, huh?
All right, so with everyone back on board, we're gonna be cleaning up. Oh, almost everyone.
65. And your positivity buoyant vertical thrusters. Vertical thrusters. Here we go. Dive, dive, dive. Two vertical.
Pretty bird. You're a pretty bird. Pretty bird. Hello. All right. Cheers. Awesome, Sam. Hello.
Get it on your head.
That's
so good.
okay. There's probably time for them to go.
Yeah, all right.
All right. Thank you so much. Oh look, they're getting the. You want to go down with this?
Yes.
All right. We're inside a cave, Sam. Okay, I believe you. You're doing pretty good swimming, Sam. Hey. That's pretty. Look at that bay there. It's nice. Okay.